Hey everybody, we're back. I'm Hardware. Again, we're going to do an unboxing of things that have already been unboxed. It's going to be the special edition figures offered by the Disney theme parks. That is Commander Pyre, the Mountain Trooper from Batuu, the Mouse Droid, as well as Kylo Ren. First one, my favorite, which I had to have. Take a look up here. This is going to be Commander Pyre. Commander Pyre is wearing gold armor, which looks a lot like Captain Phasma's chrome armor. He has a special edition F-11D blaster, plated in gold. If you notice, if you have this figure, or you have Captain Phasma, the armor going up into the belt makes the articulation a little tough to do, but otherwise an awesome figure. Typical of the Black Series. He's got a kind of a dark gray pauldron. They call it black. It's more gray. But this is Commander Pyre. All right, the next one we'll take a look at. This is the Mountain Trooper. Mountain Trooper of Batuu. The armor looks reminiscent of that of the Shore Troopers from Rogue One. He's got a standard blaster rifle. I believe the blaster pistol also comes with him. I've seen some pictures with it on Commander Pyre, but I believe it's his. Again, as you can see, his armor is pretty close to that of what the Shore Troopers wore, which was a brown light tan. Full articulation in all the joints, head movement. Also an awesome looking figure as well. Glad to have him in the collection. The next full figure, I have a bunch of them, but this is going to be Kylo Ren, obviously. Now, this version of Kylo Ren, I have the hooded Kylo Rens. There's obviously the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, which has the red cracks in his helmet. That is not this. This is a regular Kylo Ren again. They must have had extras. They're trying to sell them, but it's obviously without the cowl on the top. He's got the crossguard lightsaber. His hood, or I should say his cloak, is rubber, malleable, so it'll fit around him. He also has a lightsaber hilt for his crossguard that you can push into his belt so he can carry it as a normal lightsaber. Full articulation again. Decent figure. I already have a bunch of them, so definitely not my favorite of that package. But still a good figure nonetheless. Black Series does not disappoint. Now, one thing that's always been kind of overlooked is the old mouse droid. Why is that so cool? Because it's a mouse droid. Going all the way back to the original movies, the mouse droids are just there doing deliveries and other types of runs. Does nothing special. The wheels on the bottom do move. Reminiscent of the very early days of like some of the Hot Wheels that you had to press on the bottom. Either way, it's still cool to have, and he's definitely going to be a nice addition to my wall. As you can see, I've more than enough Star Wars as well as Marvel over the years. My wife let me build the shelves, and then when there was space, I put extra and kept adding extra, and now I need more shelves. But that's the way life goes. But this is my Black Series for both Marvel and Star Wars. In just a second, we're going to teleport downstairs. I'm going to show you some of the things that are unboxed already because they were never technically in a box, but were kind of interesting from Galaxy's Edge, as well as Doc Onders, where I got most of the stuff that you saw in the previous video. Let's go on down.
Go.
All right, we've teleported downstairs to the table of our artifacts that we've gathered from Galaxy's Edge. Like I said, some of the stuff is unboxed, some of the stuff has a story, so we'll just go over that stuff right off the bat. One of the first things I had to have, they call this Vader's Chalice. As you can see from the designs, we got a Vader mask. In here we have other intricate designs. The Sith Empire symbol. It's black. It's pretty good weight. It's pretty heavy. I wouldn't drop it. Got your Star Wars logo on the bottom. Definitely an interesting thing to go put on your shelf. I wouldn't let your kids drink out of it, but otherwise, another cool artifact to have. One of the cool places that you have to get a reservation to, I recommend if you want to try to go, try to reserve it months ahead of time. It's called Ogana's Bar, or Ogana's Cantina, rather. It's more of a bunch of drinks than a place to eat, and the sitting is like 5 or 10% of the overall establishment. It's all standing up at the bar, but it's cool. It's reminiscent again of the Mos Eisley Cantina type of thing. There's a droid doing all kinds of DJ work, and people behind the bar sing along with it, clap, and serve you stuff. But as you can see, here are some of the drinks. One of the cool things you can get, I did not. This is called the Rancor Flight. What it is it's all obviously like plaster cast, but it's supposed to be a wood plank with a Rancor tooth as what you would put the beer in, and they give you the 4 different kinds of beer, and then you drink that. Really didn't want to carry that around, and it was like $80, and it didn't really hold a whole lot of beer, so I didn't decide to go with that. But it's definitely one of the cool options there if you like doing flights, and just to have, you get to keep this. This is not, you pay $80 and give it back. You actually get to keep it, so that is actually cool. On the back here are some more drinks you can do. I tried the blue milk, I think, which was on the other side. My wife had the Bloody Rancor, which has a Rancor bone on top. It's a small edible Rancor bone, obviously, but definitely something neat. The food they have there is not a whole lot. Depending on if you go, you can ask for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got some hot beverages as well, cold beverages for the non-drinkers. Food, I didn't get to see it, but it looks cool in the picture. This is the Mustafarian cinnamon roll. We had that. Normally, I don't like stuff all over my food, but I tried it. It was actually pretty good. It was kind of like cookie crumble almost type of a topping. I don't know what the red kind of syrup sauce that was on the top of it was, but it wasn't bad. This is the Bloody Rancor with the bone on top. You're kind of thinking that the Bloody Rancor is going to be a very big drink. It definitely was not. So if you're expecting these drinks to be of a substantial size, they definitely are not. And there's nothing that you take away from there except for the Rancor Flight. You have to give everything back. I had the Blue Bantha, which is a kind of a fruitier blue milk, and it's got 2 cookies. I believe one of them was a sugar cookie. One of them was like an oatmeal cookie, which is not my favorite. But it's got some kind of tentacle that they use for icing to make the tentacle, which made it kind of cool. Wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It's more for the atmosphere. It's definitely worth going. Personally, it wasn't something I would do over and over again, especially with their prices, but it was definitely cool to do. One of the other awesome things they have on the park is they have thermal detonators. They have 3 of them. I believe the third one is a Sprite. But they have obviously the Coke. That was my wife. The Diet Coke for me, trying to watch my figure. It's not working, but I give it a try. These are just cool. Completely overpriced, completely underfilled, but you're at Star Wars, who cares? These are awesome. So you have some thermal detonators. I took them home, cleaned them out so I can put them up. Just something kind of cool to have. One of the other interesting things about the park is you can go to the desert party. When you go to the desert party, at the end of the park, they have desserts, food sprawled out over tables. It's actually very cool. We were there for only a short amount of time. I got stuck with Savi Saber, so we missed out on about a half hour of being able to eat comfortably. They do have free drinks. They have free punch. They have free pop. They've got all kinds of desserts. I couldn't even tell you what they all were. Everything from cupcakes to cake to cookies to anything you can possibly think of. Obviously all Star Wars themed. It also gives you, if you buy into the dessert party, you can see Darth Vader, Chewbacca, BB-8 characters up and close and meet with them. You get to jump the line. You get pictures afterwards, that type of thing. Definitely a little bit on the pricier range. I believe it was like $35, something like that. So it's not something you could necessarily take the whole family to unless that was something you want to do. The bonus to this, though, was at the end, you get to watch the Star Wars and Disney fireworks show, which they put up on the building, which is the Mickey Train building, I believe it was. But all the buildings have different movie characters and they're telling a story, and it's a really cool rundown. And then it goes specifically into Star Wars, which of course is awesome. I think every park has its own special effects. I believe the Hollywood Boulevard, the Hollywood Studios is supposed to be one of the best. And as it goes off, there's fire, and you can feel the heat coming from the building. There's fireworks. It's impressive. It honestly is impressive. Everybody in the park can watch. If you buy into the dessert party, you just get front row. There's a whole area marked off for you. At the end, they also give these interesting mugs. Nothing spectacular. It's plastic. Don't drop it. I saw 2 people drop them while we were walking to the fireworks. I think one of them cracked, but it's still an interesting thing to have at the end. You can put something in it or put it on a shelf. Either way, that's up to you. All right, that's pretty much it from the stuff that was unboxed previously. Now we're going to go to the next video, which is going to be the Sith Chalice, which is one of the larger items you can get from Doc Onder's Antiquities. And we're going to take a look at that coming up next.